Hey there everyone, welcome back. Today I will be sharing a step-by-step on how to make chocolate dip strawberries. So I hope that you enjoy today's video, and if you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you'll be watching today's video with me. So without further ado, we'll get started in today's video. All right, you guys, so first things first, especially if you're making these strawberries to sell or give away to someone else, always, put on your gloves. And I've already rinsed out my strawberries. I've had them sitting here for maybe about 1 hour or so, at about room temperature. And I mean, it's not a bad thing. My house isn't really warm, but either way, I like to always just lightly dry my strawberries. See, I don't like, it's not good for them to have any type of moisture on them. If that moisture makes contact with your chocolate, then your chocolate will be ruined and you will not get a smooth dip on your strawberry. So right now I'm just picking the ones that are a little bit bigger in size and then that have a fairly all around nice shape. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of strawberries today, but for the sake of the video and the how-to of this, I'll probably do maybe half a dozen or something like that. This one isn't this strawberry is not cone shaped the way this one is, but that's okay. I like the shape of it, and this will be good to do some drizzle on it. Here's another larger strawberry, and then as I mentioned, I'm just applying light pressure to get all the moisture and water off of the strawberries. And you're gonna have to forgive the background noise, guys. I have a small little puppy and she loves to play with her daddy. So if you hear that noise, it's my dogs. I have a golden doodle. That's the dad of of our puppy. And then the mom, she's a cockapoo. And it's really cute because the dad, the golden doodle, he's a golden color. And then the mom, my cockapoo, she's half Cocker Spaniel and half Poodle. She's black. And the little baby, the little puppy, is the same color as her dad. She's absolutely adorable. I've shared her over on my Instagram. So, yeah, you can check out my stories and see what my little puppy looks like. Well, technically it's not mine, it's my son's, but she lives here with us, so I guess she's ours. All right, so this is about as many strawberries as I'm gonna make. Now, one thing I wanna mention is when you're making strawberries, always make, as many extra as you can, because you never know, one might be the most perfect, beautiful looking strawberry and it falls out of your hand. Or you might be walking out with your order of strawberries and for some weird reason, they all fall down. It's happened to me. So always make a few extras. You just never know, in case of emergency or something happens, you have, at least a good 4 to 6 extra strawberries. So just a little tip that I would offer you. Alrighty, so I'm just finishing up here. I'm gonna put these strawberries back. So these containers that I'm using, guys, I picked them up from the Dollar Tree. You get 2 of them for $1.25 and they last for quite a few uses. Or if you want to throw them out afterwards, that's totally up to you, but they do hold up pretty well. I've used this for quite some time. It's the Great Value almond bark. I just cut this up and then I'll melt it in there. But as far as like just the milk chocolate, I do like this. I'll even use the white chocolate as well, and then I'll just use my color mill for coloring. But for today, I'm going to use the milk chocolate. So I like to thinly cut my chocolate as thin as I can, and I melt it in 30-second intervals. I like to check on it and stir my chocolate every 30 seconds to avoid any burning. Typically for the milk chocolate, you can melted, I believe, for a total of about 1.5 minutes. And I know that you can buy chocolate online. I think there's like a Mercury's. I hope I said that right. I've seen other chocolate treat maker use that chocolate instead. So whatever you'd like. I don't sell my chocolate dipped strawberries as a side business. If I did, then yes, I would definitely look into buying a better quality chocolate. But that's just my suggestion. However, even when I have made like small orders for family and friends, I have used this chocolate and I haven't heard that the taste isn't good or anything like that. I personally think it tastes good, but I'm just saying if I were to do this like as a full-time business, I would definitely want chocolate that is probably better quality. And like I said, I haven't had any complaints or anything like that with the treats that I have sold in the past from using this chocolate. All right, guys, so I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. I'll bring it out and stir it and just show you what my whole process is on melting the chocolate. This is what the chocolate looks like for the first 30 seconds. You cannot see any visible melting in it at all. I still like to just double check it. The chocolate does start to get soft, so I do still like to just move my chocolate around a little bit, and then I'll put it in the microwave for an additional 30 seconds. So typically I use toothpicks to dip my chocolate, but for the sake of today's video, I don't really think that I need them. And then while I'm melting my chocolate, I'm gonna go ahead and get my parchment paper ready, just so that way I can set my strawberries on there once I've dipped them in the chocolate. The second 30 seconds that I put it in, you can see on the bottom it's starting to melt. So and even up here in the top, it's starting to melt as well. So just be sure to stir everything around in there. That way we can get this chocolate moving and it's not setting in one place and doesn't burn. I have done this before. I'm like, I don't need to stir it. It's not even melted yet. However, it does tend to stick on the bottom. So now I'm gonna stick it in for another 30 seconds. So this will be my third round. So this will be a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's what my chocolate looks like coming straight out of the microwave. It's nice and melted. You wanna give it a good stir. Make sure that everything is nice and mixed up. Sorry for the background noise, guys. Willie, settle down. So I'm just stirring it up quite a bit. And for the most part, my chocolate looks melted. So I'm not gonna put it in for a full 30 seconds. I'm just gonna put it in for about 15 seconds. I just have one little clump in here that looks like it needs to get melted up. You can also use a heat gun. I know there's also a recommended temperature. I don't have my heat gun to check the temperature. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna put this in for about 15 seconds. There's just one little clump in there that needs to get melted up. Look at these cute little guys. Aren't they so adorable? Willie, Adeline. Oh, you guys are so cute. Yes, you are. No, I'm not gonna touch you. Oh my goodness. Where's your baby girl? Adeline. All right, this chocolate looks perfect. There's no clumps in it, anything like that. But I do want to let it set for a few minutes. So this is a nice cone-shaped strawberry, and the green stem is already almost pulled back. So I'm just gonna hold my strawberry just the way you see me doing this, and I'm gonna dip this in. And you want the whole strawberry to get coated. So basically you can just dip and swirl. Shake off your excess, which is always so satisfying to see on some videos. And I'm just gonna set that right there. and we'll move on to our next strawberry. Okay, so I think this is all the strawberries I'm gonna dip for this video. Just because I'm gonna use some of this chocolate to do a little design on the strawberries. So letting your strawberries set, as long as they're in a good room temperature, you're fine to just let them set, you know, out on your countertop and away from like food disruption or anything like that until the chocolate is nice and firm. Personally, what I've been using for quite a while are the bags that you decorate with your buttercream frosting. I like to use these. I used to make my own bags out of parchment paper, and it's really nice, but this is much simpler. It's a time saver. So I like to just put my bag inside a cup and then pour my chocolate in there. And I'm just gonna do chocolate on chocolate. I'm gonna pour this right into my bag. Let me see if this is enough. I'm gonna pour a little bit more. So I have seen where chocolate treat makers do some really extensive and beautiful designs on the strawberries, and I think that's really neat. I'm not sure what temperature they get their chocolate at. I don't know if it's better to have it at more of a looser consistency or more of a thicker consistency. The thicker consistency is when it's a lot cooler. Right now my chocolate is still pretty warm, so it's a pretty loose consistency. And I'm not just gonna do a straight drizzle across. I'm just gonna kind of do the little, it would be kind of like the infinity symbol across my strawberries. So that's what I'm gonna do. And if you need practice with that, you can also practice on your parchment paper. And then just once your chocolate cools down, scrape it up and put it into your cup to melt it, so that way your chocolate doesn't go to waste. When you're cutting your bag, always start off by cutting your hole. By cutting this off smaller first. Check the thickness of the chocolate. If it's not the thickness that you'd like, then go ahead and start cutting it a little bit more. It's better to just cut it at smaller parts first than cut a whole bunch off and it's not the right size of chocolate or the thickness that you'd like. So this is the design I'm gonna make. And you can, you know, give it a couple of tries. I like this look. There's another design and it's kind of like this, except it's upwards. I have not been able to get that on the strawberry, but it's just kind of like this, but bigger loops. Anyway, as you can see, I'm still not getting it right. So I'm gonna go with this. This is the design I'm more familiar with, but I know this design works better on a strawberry that's this shape. Now, I will tell you, if I were to sell these, I would not want all of this down here on the bottom. So that's where, again, your toothpicks come in handy. You can shake more of the chocolate off, but me personally, I wouldn't sell this, okay? I mean, I'll eat this for here at home, close family, but if I were to sell it, I would not want this there. I know some people take it off with like a potato peeler, but I would just, to avoid the extra step in cutting this off and potentially ruining a really good strawberry, I just would shake off more chocolate. So just, you know, just a little reference. This one's fine. It doesn't have a very big puddle of chocolate on the bottom of it. This one's okay as well. It's not bad at all. I would sell this one, but something like this I would not sell. But for the sake of today's video, you get to see what not to do. So this is up to if you want to hold the strawberry, if you want, if you're okay just putting the strawberry down on the bottom. Also, when you're working with your chocolate, remember to keep your gloves on, because also the temperature of your hands can also melt your chocolate and leave fingerprints on it, especially if you're working with milk chocolate or any other type of colored chocolate. You will definitely see the fingerprints on there as well. And my chocolate kind of got a little cold, so it clumped up a little bit. So that one's okay. And this is also a good idea, how I mentioned, to make a few extra strawberries so you can practice on as well. All right. So I think I'm gonna try a vertical swirl like this while I'm on camera. Let's see how this goes. Not bad. Oh, my hand got shaky and my fingers were in the way there, but not bad at all. Go ahead and try that with this strawberry. Let me just grab this one by the stem. So as I've mentioned before, don't ever be afraid to try something new. You only get better at it by doing it over and over. And this one is the perfect shape for me to go horizontally with that. So I love this kind of like infinity shape. Reminds me of the buttons on a fancy tuxedo. Let's try this again. There we go. I'm getting the hang of it. I learned something new, literally. I have been trying to do that for so long. Okay, look, there's my little mess up right there. Oh, didn't get that right, guys, but all I know is I'm gonna enjoy these strawberries once I'm done with the video. And I'll go ahead and, uh-oh, I messed up on that one. Totally messed up. But let me just, but guys, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.